So I know the lighting is somewhat terrible indoor, mixed reviews, mixed emotions, so on. But I definitely had this idea as I was, watching, a show on my phone. And I want people to understand this with that note is that I just thought to myself, because if you look on my SoundCloud, Younglings Nation 3 SoundCloud, you will see I have uploaded like 3 if not 6 new items. The difference is the 3 of those, or 2 to 3 of those items, have almost no beat to them, and it's just me singing melodies. The others have me others are full length songs with beats to them, but at the same time I put them there as demos because I'm gonna eventually either rewrite and remaster or just re-record to remaster them, because I know I could do better than that. I want people to totally understand, you know, I love singing, as I think I said in the bars and melody excerpt of this that I posted a couple days ago, but filmed last week, if I'm not mistaken. I love melody, I love rapping, so I'm not going to stop either one of those. But the biggest thing that I told myself, even back in June, was if I could get all these flows and all these melodies and all these rhymes right, then I could literally end up releasing my next 2 to 3 albums that summer, which is the summer that just passed. Now that we're in fall, I want people to understand it's still amongst the same tradition. It's just now I'm approaching it from a different angle. If it's like, I can probably get out even more than that, but I can totally get out the most sickest material that I've ever produced. Is more so a new variation of putting the same tradition. Of still getting out the next 2 to 3 albums, if not more. But you can end up making some of the sickest music that you've ever made if you can once again, get these flows and these melodies and these bars, bouncing, etc. Because what that means is I love melody, ladies and gentlemen, and sometimes I think that my melody is best served off beat, and that means what I don't put a beat to it. Like if you listen to my song titled Middle School Mentor off of the Younglings Nation 3 SoundCloud, you will hear the first half of that song, if not the first minute of that song, is just me singing melodies being about being a middle school mentor. And I mean it when I say that I love melody. I'm not going to stop singing, and I really do think that when I compare and contrast melodies of mine, let alone when I compare and contrast different sounds, different bars, different beats, and the overall flow of them, I think to myself, sometimes my singing just sounds better without a beat to it. Sometimes it sounds worse with a beat to it. And sometimes my overall voice sometimes my voice on whatever, I sang just didn't sound the greatest. Because I can assure you, I am the greatest, though. Just had to, put that in there. I want people to really understand. I'm not gonna stop singing, but because I promise you, I sound a lot better, I think, when I'm singing in person than when I'm singing through a microphone. I don't know how or why that works the way it works, but I think I sound way better singing in person than I do through a microphone. But because I, cannot meet the entire world in one day, you know, and amongst other things like that, that's why I'm still gonna keep on trying my best to do it, vocally through a mic and see where we go with it. It's just, once again, I will try what I can to put it a part of the beat, but if it doesn't go with a beat, then it will be, just without a beat, and hopefully you will enjoy it regardless, hopefully, because I can sing. I'm not gonna give up on singing, but I do want people to understand that I can kill any record that I'm producing. Some of these records, like I said before, are naturally going to sound better than others. Others are going to sound forced, like what was he going for here? I admit that. But every time I produce a record, it's the same, formula, if not the same concept or whatever every time. You're trying to put out, what matches the flow and the rhythm of your voice, while as well staying true to, I want to say your character element, but while still staying true to, the overall feeling vibe of the song, because it's like, you know, it's like, say for example, like say, you sing a certain song in low pitched voice, but you put a a hoppy, happy beat to it. That can make sense and it also can't make sense. In terms of it all depends on how you do music. I just know that for me, I'm not just looking for beats that fit my flow. I'm also looking for beats, let alone mixing beats that match, that match the mood of which I'm creating in the song. I definitely don't like having to put, you know, beats that don't match the mood of the song, but they match the flow. And I've had that a few times where that's exactly what it was. I ended up putting a beat to a song that didn't match the mood, but it matched the flow. Now sometimes it just happens like that, and it's all good depending on who listens to it and yada yada yada. Other times it's not because I know I can again just do that much more better. I want people to totally understand the singing is just not gonna stop. I love singing and I want to keep on trying. Just to let you know, some of these verses will, indeed, or some of these verses that I sing at, or just choruses in general, people have to understand some of them will not have beats to them. Some of them will, some of them will not. But I can assure you, sometimes my flow sounds better without a beat. Sometimes my voice sounds better without a beat to it. You know, but but I will always try to do what I can to put a beat to it, to everything. But sometimes it sounds best without it. So it's by song basis, because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to put out waste. I don't want to put out waste, but I also do want to put out melody with meaning to it. Just, if that makes sense. And that's why I'm trying to express to everybody, you know, continuously keep on watching for the evolution of it all. God first, it will continuously hopefully go great. I'm not gonna stop singing. I'm just gonna hopefully God first get better and better and better, and over time craft the most perfect sound that I've ever crafted. But I know regardless, over the second half of this year, let alone the last 2 months of this year, I know that again, like I say, if I record these songs with the melodies I'm supposed to, forgive me for yawning on camera, but I'm human, aren't we? I'm still gonna try whatever I can to kill every song that I produce, put out the best that I can for everybody, and let us all learn, build, and grow with this thing together. If you look at my Twitter, nj2thecity, I want people to see that I got the NJ to the City logo, got the NJ logo on there, the NJ logo for NJ to the City. I got that on there now as my cover photo. My face is not on there right now. I just want to test that out for a bit, because I do want people to understand, I've been thinking for quite a minute, especially since I listen to a lot of NF. I've been thinking to myself, I don't know. I think it was an outro or whatever song it was that I think it was an outro. It was either an outro or intro two, when he said, actually, it definitely was, and it was an outro when he said, NF the logo, I've been wearing that on his hat. And then it was an outro where he said, if you don't recognize the brand by now, you better get educated. And I want people to understand, with that being said, I've been thinking to myself a little bit of like, I need a logo for my name, and that's what it is right there. NJ, that's one of the two, if not multiple logos that I have for it. So now your boy's getting the logos for his name. And if anybody else has any ideas for it, God first, don't be afraid to hit me up on the socials, and we'll continuously collaborate with God first, anything and everything with it, because stuff like that inspires me to take my brand to that next level of, like, I never forget back in 11th grade of Allen High School, having one of my English teacher have put up all these different logos up on the projector. She put up all these did different logos under the projector, right? And it was everybody's job in the classroom to figure out what that logo represented, and so on. And I would love that. I would love that to futurely be me with one of my logos up on a screen anywhere, and people thinking, or people figuring out, Oh yeah, that logo NJ stands for, NJ to the city. That's NJ to the city's logo. I would love that to be me. So I decided to go and design me a few logos, if not a lot of logos, and they will be printed on shirts, and they totally will be sold eventually. To continuously get the brand more out there and continuously help support more kids and get back to more youth development and more community impact and support, and we'll see. Because I am your boy, the man, NJ to the city, and I love myself. Other than that, the music's not going to stop. The singing's not going to stop. Just to let you know, when it comes to the singing more specifically, some songs will not have a beat to them for that exact reason. Because sometimes my singing vocals sound best when there's no beat to it. And you're just hearing my raw vocals. Sometimes, other times, it definitely is best with a beat towards it to where you get out everything. It just all depends. It's by song, melody by melody basis, and we'll get there when we get there, or we'll continuously figure it out as we continue to keep making more music. More updates coming soon. Your boy, the man, NJ to the city, y'all. And like I say, if I absolutely make this, you know, if I can get these melodies right, if I can get these flows right with rapping and singing, I promise to God, there's so much music to drop. There's so much impact to make, and so many people to reach. We're gonna help save a lot of souls, not just towards the end of 2020, but definitely towards the intro to 2021. Because I promise to God, we can all live life as happy humans if we just put forth the work and effort to do it. And by the way, yeah, and one of the top things I want people to get in a habit of doing, especially if I end up keeping that NJ logo out there for longer than the next 24 hours, I want people to understand. Especially as I tweet out a bunch of, critiques about the Jaguars and the NFL and so on. I want people to understand who eventually watches this video. When me putting my logo up there on my Twitter is not me trying to hide my face from critique, or hide my face hide my image from my words, or protect my image from my words. No, anything I say on Twitter, I can 9 out of 10 say it to your face. It just depends on, it might be worded differently, dare I say. Because I want people to understand, I'm not that person who, it's like what Drake said in the song titled Peak off a Scorpion. Some people are only as tough as their phone allows them to be. Girl, that can never be me, and it's not me. I can say the same thing, if not very similar to what I said online. Online, I can say it to you offline. And I want people to understand everything that I say, particularly about the Jaguars, let alone probably anything out there. It's the same thing. You're gonna hopefully get the same version of me, online as you get offline. If not, yeah, if vice versa. You're gonna hopefully get the same version. It's not something where I'm tweeting all this trash out now, but then, and like I said, if I need to apologize for anything, I'll apologize, trust me. But I always think before I tweet. Don't ever get that confused of stuff. I think before I tweet. But I also know I have in-depth analysis to give about sports and politics, but definitely sports, where, trust me, when I'm talking about the Jags, I would definitely say to anybody's face. And that's kind of what it is. Forgive me if whatever I say online, about several different topics, I end up, not saying in person, or whatever the case might be. Because I'm not gonna lie, I might rephrase it in person. I might go harder with it and double down on it in person. It all depends. But I want people to totally understand, I'm not a fake person. I'm not someone that indeed is only as tough as their phone allows them to be. That's not me. I'm the same online as I am offline, and I strive and try what I can to get the most truth and transparency out of not only my tweets, but how I talk in person. And I totally want people to understand, I'm ready and prepared to answer for whatever I tweet, and hopefully we can grow in Christ and grow in grace with all that, for better and for worse. So your boy, the man, NJ to the city. Yeah, hopefully you understand everything I'm saying. If you don't, I'll probably shoot another video and we'll see. God bless.